Thank you all. For the next question, before I turn to David DeWitt, why the order of answering will be Space, Gibbs, and Sutton on this question. So, David DeWitt, the Athens News.
Thank you. Good evening. All right. According to the Social Security Administration, in 2017, Social Security will begin paying out more than it takes in. For the first time, it will have to use the interest being paid on the security it holds in order to meet its obligations. In 2027, Social Security would have to start redeeming the securities themselves. By 2041, Social Security would have cashed in the last security, and the system would have enough revenue to pay out only 75% of the promised benefits. That percentage would drop over time if Congress failed to act. What specifically will you support doing to ensure comfortable retirements for Americans currently paying into the Social Security system? And would you support upping the retirement age? If so, to what?
Okay, Mr. Space.
Thank you. First of all, I'll answer the last question first. I do not support upping the retirement age. Look, there are certain parts of the American dream that I think are somewhat sacred. You want to be able to, get a job that pays enough money to buy a home for your family. You want to be able to send your kids to college, and you should be able to know that if you work hard all your life, you can retire with some dignity. All of us have seen too many people in their late 60s, even 70s now, working as greeters at Walmart, or even stocking shelves, or flipping burgers. That's a trend that is very disturbing to me. There has been, and there will continue to be moves afoot to privatize Social Security. I am adamantly opposed to that. I think what's happened with our market in the last year and a half shows very clearly that that is not the proper policy. Efforts to means test it, turn it into a welfare program, that's the wrong way to go as well. What we need to do is we need to, first of all, create jobs, stimulate this economy, enhance our revenues as a nation, and do that by our government investing in the middle class and working families. When we do that, we'll have the revenue we need to fix Social Security. I know I'm out of time, but and it's hard to answer a question like this in a minute and 15 seconds. Look, Social Security has also been targeted as a way to try to fix our budgetary crisis we're undergoing right now. Social Security is not the reason we're having a budgetary crisis in this country. Social Security should not be touched to try to fix that crisis. And frankly, even though we need to start thinking about long-term fixes, there is no pending emergency or disaster with Social Security. I think if we're progressive and farsighted as we get our way out of this recession, we will be in an economic position to deal with the problem appropriately.
Mr. Gibbs?
Well, I want to be clear that I do not favor raising the retirement age. I do not favor cutting the benefits. And I do not favor raising the payroll taxes. I think that would put us in more hurt on other issues, other ways. What we need to do is get the economy going, get people back to work somewhere, people are paying in. I'll give you an example. There was a report here recently that we've had a 50% increase of 62-year-olds retiring from the prior year, the previous year, 50% increase. And the report went on to say that, and this kind of makes sense, a lot of those 60-year-olds retired not because they wanted to, it's because they had lost their job and they had to go on Social Security to make ends meet. And so that just made the problem worse for Social Security. You got more people not paying in and getting benefits. And so that's why it's so important that we get people back to work. And this all goes back, as I said earlier, to the deficit spending. We've got to get that under control and get this economy going, get people back to work. But we have a responsibility because we have a contract with our senior citizens and our people that have paid in the system, and we need to honor that contract, and I'm committed to make sure we do that.
Thank you. Mr. Sutton?
I agree that we need to do something in this country to afford people a comfortable retirement. It's called jobs. I guess I have no more time than I had before, but to add to what I was going to say earlier, 35% tax rate for people who create jobs is what's killing the economy, in my opinion, to a large degree. European countries, well, I'll just go with one. Ireland has an 11% tax rate at the top level, and their economy is booming. taxes create jobs. As far as Social Security, I guess I'll be really quick. I am in favor of privatizing it, but not for those who are on it currently. I think we need to put a point out in the future, let's say hypothetically 20 years, and work toward the goal of taking that responsibility away from the federal government. There's no constitutional authority in the first place for the federal government to be controlling Social Security, that type of program. But the states could pick that up.
Thank you.